Captain's log number 4. Yes, I am still wearing the same shirt. I want to talk about the wind. One of the big, that's my water heater. Needs to be drained. One of the big things about sailing is, as much as you are in control of, your vessel, how ready you are, what good shape your boat is in, your engine, the condition of your sails, you're still ultimately dependent on the wind. If there's no wind, you're not going anywhere unless you have gas in your tank, and then you can motor for a little while until you run out of gas. But if you're a sailing vessel, which is like the whole point of this album, is like sailing, is you're reliant on the wind. And for me, the wind has always been this metaphor for the Spirit and how I live my life. I tend not to move unless there's a gust of wind or the wind is blowing in this direction. Something moves me and I go here or there, and until I get that, I usually don't move, because in my mind there's too many variables, too many ways it all could go, and so I'd rather just, and in my life that's felt like following the Spirit, Holy Spirit, or the will of God, or the calling of God, or however you talk about these things. But in life, it's like you can try and make things happen. You can try and force it to happen. You can try and kick down doors. You can hustle your way. And that's all well and good, I think. But there's an aspect of life where it's like, things happen in their own time. Like, you can't hustle an oak tree to be a giant oak tree from the time you plant the seed. Like, when you plant a seed, some things just take time. Some things, the natural order and way of things, some things just take time. And I think this idea of submitting, is surrendering to the wind, is a way of submitting yourself in your life to the greater order, the things that are higher than you, things that are just the natural order of things. And for me, I'd rather submit myself to that movement than me trying to force things the way I think they should be. And you can call that submitting yourself to like God's will or whatever you want to say, but ultimately I think there's a highest and best, and there's a flow that, it's like there's a lot of people in the world and there's like a lot of moving pieces, and just because I want certain things to happen a certain way doesn't mean they should. It's like that movie, The Butterfly Effect, right? It's like every little thing affects everything else. So I can really want something to happen a certain way, or I can try and make something happen, but I think ultimately the best way of living life is just to let things happen the way they should. Wait when you're supposed to wait. Move when you're supposed to move. And when the wind blows, be able to have a vessel that's ready to catch the wind and harness the wind and move. And I think that's definitely a great theme in this album, and just a theme that I think works in life in general.